Hello, my name is Sam Missla, and I interviewed one of my close friends and social connection. His name's Conor O'Brien. He's actually in this class. And I asked him 6 questions about myself from John Gottman's The 7 Principles for Making Marriage Work. And I asked him these questions to see if he's really a true close friend or social connection. All right, so the first question I asked him was, when is my birthday? And he thought about it for a while, and he said, I don't know, sometime in October or sometime in the fall. And September 19th is technically, that's my birthday, September 19th, is technically in the summer. It's the day before the first day of fall. But I would call it a fall birthday. So he was close, but he didn't get it completely right. The second question I asked him was, what is my favorite way to spend an evening? And he said watching a movie with friends. And I said, that's probably about right, because I said either staying in, hanging out with friends, or going out and hanging out with people like friends. And the third question I asked was, what foods do I hate? And I really don't hate any food. I like a lot of food, and a lot of kinds of food. And he said he had no idea. So that's basically correct, because he didn't know, because they don't exist. Foods I don't like do not exist. The fourth question I asked him was, what was I wearing when we first met? And he had a very vivid description. He said he had a really good long-term memory. And he said that I was wearing a polo-collared shirt. And I guess that must have been right, but I don't remember at all. And then I asked him, out of all the people we know, who do I like the least, out of all the people we both know? And I'm not going to name any names, but he got it right. So that's really cool. And 41, the fifth question I asked him, was, what is my favorite TV show? And he named a lot of my absolute favorite TV shows, but he didn't say Breaking Bad, which I would consider to be my favorite. So overall, I think Conor's a good social connection and friend.
Hi, I'm Conor O'Brien, and I interviewed Sam Missla, who was in our class, to find out how good of a friend he actually is, because he is actually one of my close friends, and see if he's a pretty good social connection. To start, the first question I asked him is, I asked him when is my birthday, and he responded by saying sometime in December. Specifically, he said December 6th. He got the month correct, but he did not get the date correct, because I was actually born on December 22nd. So he was pretty close, since he knew which month, in fact, I was born. For the second question, I asked him if he knew how I like to spend a perfect evening. And he got it right for the most part, because I had a pretty generic answer. I said that I like to spend an evening just hanging out, watching a movie with a group of friends. And that's pretty much what he said, so he hit that one right on the head too. For the third question I asked him what foods I generally dislike. And he got that one right too, surprisingly. I really can't stand seafood, and that's exactly what he said, so he was perfect on that question. For the fourth question, I asked him what I was wearing when we met for the first time, and I honestly didn't really even remember what I was wearing, but I had somewhat of an idea, and I said that I was wearing a t-shirt and shorts, and he said that, so he was correct for the most part. For question number 5, I asked him someone that I like the least, and we're not going to name names, but he was correct, and he said one person, and generally there's really no one I dislike, but there's someone I kind of don't like, and he got that person right. And for the 6th and last question, I asked him what my favorite TV show is, and he threw out a bunch of answers. He did finally get it, but he didn't get it on the first try. My favorite TV show is, in fact, Seinfeld, and he ended up getting it on the 3rd try. So I'd say that Sam is actually a pretty good friend and social connection.